What is up? What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Hello, happy Tuesday, everybody. Look who's here.
Hello, everyone.
Y'all, Mama has been gone for far too long. I mean, she hasn't really been gone. She's been here the whole time, but she hasn't been on the streams.
Yes.
And so I was like, Mama, you wanna come on and talk about some stuff? And she agreed.
I said yes.
So here she is. So guys, here's what we're gonna be talking about in this live stream. We are going to be talking about all things Unrivaled because Mama has been watching right alongside of us. She's been watching Unrivaled. So we're gonna talk about that. We're also going to be talking about just overall thoughts around women's basketball, overall thoughts around what's going on in WNBA Free Agency right now that just kind of got kicked off. Conversations are starting with players and teams, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. So just primarily Unrivaled, but a little bit of everything when it comes to women's basketball. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. So like, hopefully y'all end up having a good time. See, we got a lot of people, Mama, saying hey to you.
Hey,
Kojo
everyone.
saying hey.
Hello, everyone.
Frank says Mama in the house. Yeah, Mama is here, and she is doing well. Yep, make sure you click that like button for me, please. Thank you. Pam says hello, Quita's mom.
Hello, Pam.
All right, guys. So let's get into the first topic. And Mama, the first topic is Unrivaled.
Yes.
So we have made it through one full week of Unrivaled, 6 games in total. Mama, what you thinking?
I am loving it. That first game was a little jittery at first. The first 5 or 6 minutes, you could tell that the players were trying to get a feel of what they're really doing. So after they got past that part, I felt like I was watching an all-star game. And the reason why I said that, because you saw the ladies bring out their skills. They were like, I'm going to show everybody what I can do. And they were putting it on each other. And I just felt like this was a high all-star game with all the stars. Nobody held back. Yes, there were teams that were better than the other, but each player was in their way of doing what they do best. If they shot 3-point shots best, that's what they were aiming for. If they were at the rim and that's what they did best, that's what they were aiming for. If they was the mid shot jumper, that's what they were aiming for. That's what you saw them do up and down the floor. You did also see overall, you saw some other teams like 2 players where they kind of like ganged up and made an impact for their 6-person team. You saw 2 persons out of the 3 really connect on the floor. So I really like that. And there was one team that we'll probably talk about later that I think, based on where they playing now, they could take it all. So, but overall, I felt very good about it. That women are still playing basketball here in the States. And what I also love too, when they were talking about the facility they were in, I was extremely surprised of all the amenities that they have provided these women with. I believe that most of them have more amenities that they have at their normal under their normal teams facilities. Even though they have good facilities, I think this one was top notch. They had childcare available. They had steam room. They just had stuff that the women could feel comfortable. They could just get in there and do what they came to do, and that is to have fun and play some basketball, as well as enjoy themselves as women. They can get their hair done. It was just like, oh my goodness, who wouldn't want this? I mean, why go overseas if you can get all this here? So I really was happy about the facility. The only thing you saw was that the floor was smaller, of course.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that they went up and down the floor. I was so happy of seeing, just like it was really to me like a normal court. We know it was smaller, but the fact that they had to go up and down the court made it really seem like a real game, even though it was 3-on-3. So I personally, I have not missed a game. So I've seen all the teams. Some need some real work.
we gonna get into that.
They need some real work. And I think that they were just like, they didn't expect the other teams to rise to that occasion. You know, by that third game, it was like, okay, now you're going to do this. Are you all going to play the game the right way? Because this other team ain't playing with you. They playing to win. And that's what I also love. And I'm going to give it back to Quita. What I also love was that you saw the teams playing to win. Mm-hmm. They were not like, oh, I'm going to let my team. No, if my teammate is not playing up to par, I'm taking it. And I don't care if I'm 20 points ahead. I'm playing like I'm behind the ball. Like I'm behind them at score. So I really like that. It was a lot of competition too. I love that.
Mama, I gotta know.
Okay.
What you think about that first game in particular? Because that first game, to me, it really set the tone for this league. Mm-hmm. I came into it truly. I didn't know what to expect. We saw, the Mist, which is Brandon Stewart's team, versus the Lunar Owls, which is Nafisa Collier's team. We saw the two co-founders of this league go head to head. Yes. And it was just a lot of questions about, okay, like, how good is this league really going to be? Are they actually going to be competitive? Are they actually going to be good? Like, what's going to... But Mama, it was the first, I think it was the first block that it was DJ Carrington. Mm-hmm. Somebody was going down for a layup. It was Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams had a fast break layup opportunity. DJ Carrington ran, blocked the shot, got the rebound. She blocked the shot, got the ball, and pushed it the other way. Mm-hmm. But it was a mistake that DJ made. DJ made a bad pass. Easy opportunity for turnover. Easy opportunity for Courtney Williams to score. And when Dejanay blocked that shot, grabbed the ball and threw it in, I was like, oh,
they about to play.
Oh, we got a game. I was like, man, I could not believe. Like, I was like, wow, this is going to be fantastic. And then we saw that action between Skylar Diggins-Smith. Mm-hmm. and Jewel Lloyd, how Jewel Lloyd was going and was trying to show up Skylar Diggins-Smith, because they're not about to be teammates pretty soon. Like pretty soon, we gonna see Jewel Lloyd on her way out, possibly to the Chicago Sky. We'll see.
That would be awesome.
We could talk more about that in a little bit.
We gonna need her because of somebody else not gonna be there. Okay. Now I would say what I really loved about this game, the Mist were playing their tails off.
They were.
And there was no reason they should have lost this game. When the Lunar Owls came back storming, they did not rise to the occasion. They thought because they had played so great all throughout the game, they had been leading from the second quarter all the way through to the fourth quarter. They thought there was no way. I think they were like down 15 points or more at the end of the third quarter. And remember, they said that the game ending would be at 84. I think at that time they may have been like at 60, 61, 62. And the Lunar Owls just came back storming.
Yep.
Fee was like, okay, y'all give me this ball. Okay, let's get this. We're not going down like this. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised that the Mist could not match the energy that the Lunar Owls came back with. There is no way they should have lost that game.
Well, yeah.
But it did show that competition is real. Mm-hmm. That's what it really, and that set the tone for the league as a whole, when you got the co-founders going against each other, number one, and they both trying to win the game.
Yeah, it wasn't just Nafisa Collier. It was Skylar Diggins-Smith, how she
took over.
I was like, Skylar Diggins-Smith, you are reminding people how great of a player you really are. Because we all remember you at Notre Dame, right? We remember when you first came into the league. But you got to remind some of these young people, some of these newer people that I get into the WNBA to be like, hey, I'm here. I'm still her. I'm still that girl. You know, I can still rock y'all. You know, I got kids and everything, but I can still play this game of basketball.
And I love the fact when she took that last shot to win the game, and she was,
I was like, go, girl. I was like, go. I was like, she's showing out.
She was showing the miss. Look, you thought you all had this game. Don't never give up on the game until it's time for the game to be ended. And they knew the game was going to end at 84 points. And for them to get 80 and to allow them to get to 84 points was ridiculous. That's all I can say. So this was a real, not WNBA game, but this was an Unrivaled game, which is similar to what the WNBA game is. It's just 3-on-3 here. You don't have that other wingman like you would have on a 5-on-5. So you got to everybody got to step up. Everybody got to do their part in order for the team to win. So that's the difference. You see that. Everybody can see if somebody's not doing their part. You can't hide behind nobody. Nobody can hide. No. In this league,
no one can hide.
You can't hide.
No one can hide at all because you're going to get exposed
real quick.
Exposed, like that should be the tagline of Unrivaled, where you separate the real from the fake, where you separate the real from the pretenders, where everybody will be exposed. All will be exposed during Unrivaled because there really is nowhere to hide.
Exactly.
And we talk about we got a super chat. Hold on, let's do the super chat real quick.
Okay.
Thank you so much to Brandon for the super chat. Says, "What's up, Quita and Momma? We're gonna see you two at All-Star in Indy this year." Yes. We will both be there or be square. All right, because Indiana is not very far at all. Like literally, it's not far. And we will absolutely be there. Yes. So
we're looking forward to it.
Yes, I am patiently waiting for the announcement about tickets being on sale because me and Momma are going to be kind of like the first people to
make sure we grab those tickets.
Yeah, because we need good seats. Me and Momma, we don't want no bad seats. We need some good seats. Okay, so I'm gonna be patiently waiting for them to make that announcement because I'm gonna be the first person on Ticketmaster buying my ticket because I need some good seats.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Hopefully they give season ticket holders for the teams. Hopefully they give them dibs first. Because I think they've done that for the last couple of years, where if you're a season ticket holder, even if it's not at the team that's hosting, they will give you like dibs on getting it first before it opens up the market, like before the market opens up. So hopefully that's the case. Because me and Momma gonna be there.
We definitely want to go.
We're gonna be there. All right. So we talked about that first game. And then it sort of continued from there. Like the really good games continued from there. We saw after that first game happened on Friday, we saw Team Rose take on Team Vinyl, and they ended up losing. That game, I don't know what you think about that game, Momma. This is the game that had this is the team that Angel, Kalia Copper, and Chelsea Gray are on. For Rose.
I think that the Rose were outmatched with the Vinyl in this game. So whereas they did play well, I just think they never was able to explode, if you will. They had a couple plays where they, the three on the floor would make connection and they would get the ball, but it's like they were disjointed some way.
Because they was playing against Ryan Howard, and Ryan Howard torched him.
That girl,
33 points.
I knew she could play, but those and Camby, De'Erica,
yeah,
those two were like lightning rods.
Yep,
lightning rods. That's what they were. So I just think the Rose were not prepared.
They weren't
for what they were doing, and even when they brought Aaliyah Boston in, when they brought them in, kind of like switching the different ones out, they still kept the pressure up.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas the Rose would come back, but they could never overtake them.
Yeah,
because the moment it seemed like Kalia Capo did awesome though. She did well.
She was fantastic.
She did do well. Gray did well as well.
Chelsea Gray was back in her bag.
Yeah.
She's fully healthy now.
Yeah. So she did well too. But Angel did her part. But I just think they were no match for Vinyl. What Vinyl had was speed and precision. Okay? And Howard, that girl, I was like, well, go. Do what you got to do.
Again.
I mean, I was like, whoa.
Again.
She wasn't missing nothing.
All will be exposed in Unrivaled.
Yes.
Ryan Howard is one of the best players in the WNBA.
But she doesn't get that credit.
She doesn't because she plays on the Atlanta Dream. They play in a small arena. Mm-hmm. They have a good time and whatnot, but they're not very good. And you got Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray that, they be doing their thing, but no one cares about.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Alicia Gray. That girl, I was like, I didn't know you know. I know she was in the 3-point-3 challenge. Was that last year?
Yeah, because she won a 3-on-3 and the 3-point challenge, and she won a skills challenge.
Yeah, I remember that, but I don't know. I don't think her name she don't get enough credit either.
Because again, Atlanta, no one seems to care. Those two ladies have been rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
But, it's something about people not getting the hype. In a lot of ways, it's a lot about hype, where people are like, they forget how good someone really is because no one pays attention.
Right.
If Ryan Howard played for the New York Liberty, played for the Las Vegas Aces or some like
a team that gets
some known
recognition,
team like that, she would be well known. I think there's still a lot of people who like women's basketball who don't really know how good Ryan Howard is because they don't watch Atlanta's games. And I'm just like, man, this girl is super talented. Mm-hmm. And now with Unrivaled, we're actually able to see her get the recognition that she deserves.
That's one thing that Unrivaled is doing. It is putting everybody on the spot. Mm-hmm. So again, nobody can hide, but it's also those women that have not gotten the spotlight. They are now able to get the spotlight, not because, oh, it's me, I'm here. No, their game is getting the spotlight. And so that's when I saw Howard was doing those threes, I was like, now I knew she was good. Don't get me wrong. I always knew she was good, but I didn't know she was that good. Yeah. And Alicia Gray, I've seen her play, but I don't think I've ever seen her play the way she played that first game for them. I haven't seen her play. Maybe because I haven't watched the entire game. Because if they were losing real bad, y'all know me.
Mama.
I don't like to see blowouts. If y'all know anything about me talking, I hate blowout games. To me, that's not a game. So you got to make it. There has to be some level of competition. Even if somebody is losing, there has to be a level of effort that the people are seeing as you're playing the game, that you're changing something to get some momentum. Then I'll keep watching. But if I see that you didn't given up, I don't want to watch you. It's not worth my time. So that's probably why I haven't seen Alicia Gray play as well. But I was surprised. But I enjoyed it. I was like, man, they whooping their tails. That's what I was saying. I said they getting whooped.
Yeah, I really, 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 really like Alicia Gray on the Lunar Owls. I think the other thing, Lunar Owls is like a really, really quality built team, like really, really good. But Momma, we got something to talk about here.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people who are excited around Unrivaled. Lots of lots of talk, right? Lots of NBA players watching, other WNBA players watching, lots of hype on social media. But we are just a week in. We have only seen 6 games of Unrivaled. Mama, from your perspective, what do you think the future of Unrivaled is? Like, do you think this is just a slight boon of attention that's going to fizzle out? Or do you think this is a long-standing thing?
I think it could be both. But I think on a higher end that it will be long-standing. And the reason why I say that is the investors that have come aboard are making themselves known. And I think when you know who is invested in something and they have a good name recognition, I think that carries a lot of weight. And I think as long as there are no scandals with Unrivaled, with the ladies in general, I think they will go far. Now, this first season is going to be a test as to can they work with each other for the level of time the season is in. And when the WNBA season start and they go to their respective teams, can they come back next year and repeat the same thing? Because I don't know if are they going to keep them on the same teams?
They did talk about there being some sort of continuity year over year. Now, does that mean every single player is staying on the same team? Probably not. But there will be some level of continuity.
Okay. I think then that they have a great chance.
Mama, a connection. Let's talk about the laces. Let's talk about the laces, man. Cause Mama, is that your favorite team so far?
Yes, that's the team I think is going to win it all. Based on the game that I've, this team is going to win it all. And none of these players, if I'm thinking correctly, are teammates anywhere else as far as the WNBA. Yeah.
Well, technically, Tiffany Hayes and Kate Martin were teammates for like half the year.
But they really didn't play together.
Yeah.
Because Kate Martin didn't really get on the floor like that.
Right.
But did you see what she was doing yesterday? Kate Martin was like, "You think I can't play?"
Kate Martin scored the winning bucket.
I know, but she was like, "Wait a minute!" But throughout the game, she said, "You think I can't play? Let me show you I can play. I'm not just on no team just to be on no team. I can play." So I was loving how Alyssa Thomas is the key to it all, y'all.
Yep.
She's the key to it all. She can pass that ball to any of her players and give them an opportunity to make that basket. And she's not afraid to take the basket herself. But she's a great facilitator on the 3-on-3. So I think this team has the potential to win the championship. Unless everybody else rise up to the occasion. Because they are playing. Now, don't get me wrong now, y'all. They are playing professional ball. But this team, with Alyssa Thomas,
they special.
They have a, if you will.
Special.
They have something else that these other teams don't have. And I think the other teams see it. They see what Alyssa Thomas is. So what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to take one of their team members and kind of like say, you're going to have to be an Alyssa Thomas for us. And you're going to have to find a way to get the ball. Because the bigs are having a problem because most of them want to go to the rim. They don't want to shoot from the outside. Now, Dawson will shoot that 3. I'm telling you. Yeah. I was like, go on, girl. She still got her game, y'all. You know I like Dawson. She's always been one of my favorites.
Big Mama.
She always been one of my favorites. I was like, every time she would shoot, I'm like, go on, girl, get that ball. But what I'm saying is, when your bigs only want to go to the rim and not shoot from the outside, it limits what the guards are going to do. Because the guard's going to always go to the rim. But if the bigs only want to be at the rim and not shoot from the outside, it limits what that team can do, especially since there's only 3 of you. So I think it's very important for all these teams. Yes, everybody's got a game underneath their belt. So all of them are touch it. You see, you've been in the ring, on the floor.
At this point, you got 2 games.
Yeah. Some of them got 2 games.
Well, they Yeah, they all got 2 games now.
It's only been 6 games.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I thinking? Okay. So all of you have had a chance to be on the floor, touch how the floor feels, and how you have to reorient their game, because this is a different floor. It's not the same spacing as what you're used to. So you've all had that chance. Now it's time for somebody to say, "Hey, you the leader. When we on the floor, you the leader. I need you to facilitate this ball. I need you to get this person here." And I know what I also love. There's only one coach that ever coached in the WNBA, and that's Witherspoon. She's the only one has been an actual coach in the WNBA. Mm-hmm. All these other coaches have not. But what you have seen, they do have some plays to run. So
Andrew Wade, dudes, kill it. Like, he got a talented team.
Yes, he does.
But I think what he's doing with the Laces is fire.
Yes,
fire.
Yes. It's easy when you got a good team, though.
It is. It's easy.
And they kind of like complement each other. Mm-hmm. That I think that's what I was really trying to get to. All these teams got to find a way to complement each other, so that you bring the best out of each and every one of them. Because all of you are professionals, so that's not the issue. You're all professionals, and some of you are better at one thing than the other. Some are better at shooting those 3. What is her name? McBride.
Oh, Kayla McBride.
That Kayla McBride. I was like, shoot the ball, girl. You are shooting the ball. I was like, she is just going lights out. She was just going crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I was sitting back. I'm like, is she going to do another 3? Is she going to do another 3? And she just went crazy with it. So I'm telling you, McBride, she was good anyway in the finals and everything. But I'm just saying, to see her on this 3-on-3, this is her game. This is her game, because they're passing that ball out and putting her in position to make that 3 ball, and she's in rhythm. I love it. So some of them, every team have somebody that really is sticking out on the team. But when you only have 3 people at a time on the floor, you got to have more than that. Yeah. You got to have more than that if you plan to win. I'm sorry, I got a little excited with McBride.
Mama, you right. You are. I think you are absolutely right. We got Eric says, Kayla McBuckets.
Yes,
absolutely. McBuckets has been doing her thing.
Yes.
And I love to see it. So, Mama, let's do a quick.
Okay.
Not necessarily quick, but like let's do a fire round of like these teams. Okay. So we're going to go team by team.
Okay.
We're going to go in the order of this picture.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about some of the players that we really enjoy and what the X factor is for those particular teams. Now, you talked about the Laces and how good they are. And so I agree with Mama. I do think that the Laces are the best team in this league. Now, before the season started, there were people and publications that was like, oh, the Laces are not going to be very good, because the Laces did not have like, oh, that number 1 X factor player that everybody loves, right? It didn't have, Nafisa or Brianna Stewart or Angel, right? It didn't have like name brand players. I say that in quotes because I think all these players are name brand for sure.
Yes, they are.
But it wasn't like fan favorite type players besides Kate Martin, and the reason why people like Kate Martin is because Iowa, right? But when we look at this Laces team, they are the best prepared team for 3-on-3.
Yes.
Alyssa Thomas is a post player technically, but she plays like a guard.
Yep.
And can bully ball anybody, so you can't really defend Alyssa Thomas.
No.
Because she's either going to run you over or she's going to look like she's going to run you over.
and you get out the way.
And then dish the pass or something. And like she just like she's fantastic.
Yes,
and then you pair her with Tiffany Hayes, who is lightning in a bottle. Like she can just boom, do a whole bunch of crazy stuff, get to the basket, kind of be like this very, very crafty player. Even though she's an older player,
she's
still
very,
very
well.
crafty. You got Kayla McBride, who could just hang out at 3-point line and just shoot threes for days. You got Kate Martin, who can do a little bit of everything. She's like a Swiss Army knife in a sense, where she can do a little bit of everything on the court. And it's just like, pick your poison.
And what about
Dolson? And then you got Stephanie Dolson.
Yeah, because she can go to the rim or she can shoot the three.
Yeah.
So you still can't, like, you got to guard her.
And it's just, like, they are the most effective team because of the personalities they have. Also, I love the fact that these are this is the introvert team. This is the introvert team that's not doing all these TikTok stuff. Right. They're not doing all this fun stuff. They are quiet. They doing their puzzles. They relaxing.
Yep. Not keeping up any ruckus, right?
And then they get on the flow. And they just dominate. And then they go back to their quiet room, and then they just calm and all this other stuff.
They're all about business.
They
all about business. And they didn't come into this league to lose. And you think that they started really nice now, really strong now. I think they're going to continue to be strong.
Oh, for sure. I
think they're going to continue to be strong because their personalities too, I think.
Yeah.
They have all, I think they all, especially Alyssa Thomas and, why can't I think of her name? Buckets.
Kayla.
They have strong personalities on the floor. It's almost like a threatening kind of, because when they get hot, it's like, what you gonna do with them?
Yeah.
What you gonna do with them when they get hot?
There's nothing you can do. I mean, Alyssa's a freight train, and McBuckets is a 3-point assassin.
Yep.
Pick your poison.
That's it.
And guys, think about this. Jackie Young still has not played a game yet.
That's right. So imagine when she comes back.
When she comes back.
What you gonna do with her?
Yeah. BU says, "Oh yeah, add Jackie Young too." Yeah. She hasn't even played yet. Like once, I just can't imagine. Once she hits the floor, watch out, guys, for the Laces. The best team in Unrivaled. If they stay healthy, dog, y'all can't do nothing. Nobody can do anything against the Laces, okay? I'm just saying. Cheat code team. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Lunar Owls.
Okay.
So this is a team, they got one of the co-founders in Nafisa Collier. They got Alicia Gray, who can do a little bit of everything. You got Skylar Dingus-Smith, who is just showing everybody that she is about that life, guys. She didn't have she had a good the game what was that, yesterday?
The
first game was fire. Game. The second game was all right.
She didn't have the same energy.
Yeah, it was fine, but not as crazy as that first game.
I think she gave so much in that first game, she didn't have it for the second, to that level. That's what I mean.
They also got Courtney Williams, Shakira Austin. Mama, what do you overall think about this roster?
So I don't think Courtney has risen to the occasion in this 3-on-3 yet. I don't think she's played her best game at all. Shakira Austin, they were expecting her to do more than what she did. She did okay, but they're expecting her to do way more than what she did. She needs to get warmed up, as they say. Warmed up.
Also she's kind of coming off an injury too, so
is she?
That could also be a reason.
Okay.
A reason for her play. Oh, sorry, Will, I forgot a super chat. Sorry about that. Shout out to Will for the super chat. Says thank you, Quita and Momma, for the space to enjoy the game with everyone. Are there any coaches or players that you want to see in future seasons?
Ooh. You mean WNBA coaches, or just coaches for?
I guess it had to be WNBA coaches, because college coaches, they would have to leave.
Oh, okay.
Because it's during the college season.
I can't think of anyone at this moment.
I'm gonna go players, not coaches, because I don't know about coaches. But players, Kennedy Carter.
You would like her to be a coach?
No, to play. Because
I thought
the question was coaches or players that you
Oh,
want to see in the future.
Okay.
So for sure, Kennedy Carter,
Okay.
Caitlin,
Yes,
Asia Wilson,
Oh,
because Asia has a great game. Asia's fantastic. However, I'm very curious to see Asia in a 3-on-3 setting. Like, I think she'd be really, really good at it, but like I'd be interested to see that the nuances of how her game changes and translates to the 3-on-3.
And it definitely would have to change on the 3-on-3 compared to what she does on the 5-on-5. Yeah, definitely.
So I think those three players I would be extremely interested to see. What about you, Mama?
I agree that I would love to see Caitlin to be part of this. Well, because we've seen her in college and we've seen her in this first year of WNBA, but I would like to see, could she have that same impact on a 3-on-3 that she has on a 5-on-5? Because I think all of these ladies had to adjust their game in some way because they couldn't do what they normally would do, again, because they would have those other two in the wing. So I would definitely love to see her. I'm trying to think of other players that did not go overseas.
I mean, most of everybody. Well, I mean, you can talk about a player who went overseas. I would think that a player like remember Emma Misama?
Oh, but I thought Emma wasn't coming back.
She wasn't.
Is she coming back now?
She might. Her head coach for the national team for Belgium is now the head coach for the Connecticut Sun.
Are you serious?
So I think this may be the
best situation for her.
If she comes back,
that's what she's gonna play.
I think that's where she's gonna go.
I would love to see Emma.
I think Emma would be fire with 3-on-3. Like I think her game would translate severely.
When she left, I was like, why you do that to us? You know, because I really did love her. I did. I loved her game. Especially as a big girl.
Yeah.
I think I love big girls, you all, if you haven't noticed. I love to see when big girls do their thing on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they could shoot.
When you can shoot and move that feet.
It's over.
It's like, if they can do it, what's going on with you little ones over here? Mm-hmm. You know, when these big girls can move, look out. They gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Now, Nafisa Caller did show herself, didn't she? Oh. She was like, give me that ball.
She's so good.
She was like, give me that ball. She did it so effortlessly. Was like, I'm just playing a game. I'm just playing a game. That's the way it looked like she was doing it on and just.
Because it's easy for her.
It is.
Like, she's just so good.
And she just rolls. She just rolls. For she hit the basket. It's like, wow. So I did love her game. Alicia Gray, she was good too. Mm-hmm. So for them, the three that really had an impact was Nafisha, Alicia, and Skylar.
Yeah.
So Courtney and Sakira didn't have as much of an impact as they need to going forward if the Lunar Owls expect to win.
Yeah,
they got to step it up.
Yeah, and I think we'll see see some stuff from them for sure. Let's go to another team that's also like extremely good right now, and that is the Mist.
Yes,
Mama. I really like this Mist team. And after that first day, I was like, okay.
Because they won the first game.
No, because they remember they lost against the Lunar Owls.
Oh, because they should have won.
Yeah, they should have won. But the thing I like about the Mist is they have talent. Mm-hmm. Of course, because every team has talent. That's not a surprise. But I like the assortment of players that they have. And let's kind of talk specifically about some of those players. So this Mist team, when we look at the roster, they have they got Jewel Lloyd, they got Rakia Jackson, Brianna Stewart, one of the co-founders, Courtney Vandersloot, Dejanay Carrington, and Aaliyah Edwards. So those are the players on the team. And like that first game, I thought it was neck and neck, right? It was like, okay, this Mist team can really hang with the Lunar Owls. I was like, okay, this is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got absolutely smoked yesterday in a kind of embarrassing fashion.
I didn't understand that. I was like, what happened? I'm wondering if
they got exposed. Dun dun dun.
But I think again, I don't know if they had put so much energy into that first game that when they came to play the second game, they just didn't have it in them.
They don't have they defense is not there. Like, you remember the laces was just left and right, killing basically the entire game.
They were.
And it was nothing the Miss can really do. Yes, the Miss has talent, but when you're talking about a player like Courtney Vandersloot.
Well, Courtney didn't do as well as she needed to do, especially being a point guard.
She was downright bad.
No, but I'm saying what I'm saying is yesterday. What I'm saying is, I expect the point guards, no matter what team they're on, I expect these point guards to rise to the occasion because they're used to rising to the occasion, right? Because they're usually the flow of the game, right? So I feel that all these point guards should level up their game in a 3-on-3.
Yeah.
That's just what I feel. Okay, so I think Breanna Stewart was just off a little. I don't know if it's because I don't know how much practice all of them had prior to the first game starting, number one. So I don't know at what point did they go and did they have 2 weeks? How much time did they have to get adjusted to the court?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that may have had it seemed like that was the issue with Breanna Stewart because she would hit the rim, but her balls wasn't going in. And balls that we know she can hit.
Yeah.
She would make these shots any day of the week, okay? And they were not going in for her. So I think it may be she needs more time on that court. Jewel Lloyd is always going to be a shooter. Mm-hmm. She's always going for the basket. I was enjoyable. Rickea Jackson, I did love to see her. Jackson.
I like Rickea.
When I saw her making those threes, I was like, well, you going to keep on making the threes? Okay. But Dejanay need to work on her game. I'm sorry. In this second game.
Yeah, the second game. The first game, she was fantastic.
She did awesome. I don't know what happened in the second game.
Yeah.
And I don't think Aaliyah Boston got a lot of time on the
Edwards.
floor. What did I say?
Boston.
Aaliyah.
They both playing in it.
Oh, yeah. Edwards, I'm going to say Edwards because I like to say her last name anyway. I don't think she had a lot of time on the floor.
Yeah, she didn't.
I do like the fact that she's playing without her mask. I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not worried about getting hurt. But I think they need to, because she always rolls to the basket.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be enough.
I think she needs to develop a little more for 3-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
Because Aaliyah Edwards, in 5-on-5, she's good. 3-on-3, it exposes you. It exposes the way you play defense. It exposes your versatility on offense, which is why Aaliyah Edwards didn't really play very much.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, okay, well,
what can she do?
Yeah.
What can she do?
And it's like we want to win.
Right.
We don't want to just be here. Like Phil Handy's like, I gotta win this game.
But isn't this the real reason for Unrivaled? Is so that the women are able to compete in between seasons so that they can get better.
Mm-hmm.
This is really the reason. So I know he wants to win, but at some point he's going to have to trust her or do a lot more training to say, this is what I need you to do. You can't do what you were doing when you was 5-on-5. That's not going to work in this kind of a game.
Mm-hmm.
You got to develop a different strategy now. You got to move your feet a different way. You can't be just sitting at a basket because that's not what we need you at. You got to be able to roll to the basket. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to, if we need you to, shoot from the outside. You got to be able to do everything. And I think that's what the Laces have that everybody else don't have.
Yes.
They can shoot threes. They can shoot at the free throw line. They can shoot from the outside, and they can shoot at the rim. So they can shoot in every area. And so this is what every single player has to develop during this Unrivaled. You have to get better during this Unrivaled season.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Because if you don't, with the ladies that's overseas playing, and they're getting better over there, and they come back, and they're going to be better, and yes, you're here at home, but you're here for a reason. You're here because you want to be better. So you're going to be challenged. Rise to the challenge. Rise up. You can do this. You skilled. You got to learn some new stuff now. Some new, and Aaliyah, being a big player, she being her first year here, in the WNBA, I think that she was used to just one role.
Yeah. So
that's what her challenge is right now. Yeah, and you're a big girl. You got to do more.
And the thing is, it's a lot tougher for the posts to do 3-on-3 than the guards. It's way easier for the guards to be doing this. Right?
That's their game.
Layla says true, Mom. So they agreeing with you.
Okay.
They are agreeing. Hey, the chat is fun. The chat is fun. Appreciate y'all so much for rocking out in the chat. But yeah, like I completely agree about Aaliyah Edwards. I think she is a talented player. However, 3-on-3 she's gonna have to work through it. And I think we will possibly see some games where she will only play like 4 minutes or something like that. Because she just has to develop more, because you can't just put a post in the game, because it's 3-on-3.
It's 3-on-3.
You're going to have to guard a guard every now and then.
Yep. Because especially when they switch.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of switching on this 3-on-3.
Like you are going to get exposed. And it's one of those things where like, hey, and you're going to be forced to improve. And I think that's why, especially for, her and the other rookies, I think this is just huge for them.
It's so much value in them being a part of this. And I know, yes, they're being paid and they're having fun, but ultimately you've got to get better for that, because the next season is coming up. And if now this is just the first week. How many weeks do Unrivaled last?
I think it's a total of 9 weeks.
So they got 9 weeks. That's 3 months. That's a lot. You can change everything in 3 months. You can make all kinds of changes in 3 months. Anybody will tell you.
And you're playing 2 games a week, so you can get
develop
better fast. Yeah.
And I'm sure their trainers are working with them.
For sure.
So we should see some more success.
So yeah, that's the Mist. Now, Mama, let's move on to talk about Team Rose. This was a team that had a lot of excitement around it, right? Because you got the big time player Angel Reese on there. You had Lexi Hull with the Indiana Fever. You got Brittany Sykes, Azurá Stevens, Chelsea Gray, and Kalia Copper.
You got all people that everybody know.
Yeah. Well, besides Azurá, I don't think a lot of people know Azurá.
Well, we know Azurá.
Well, we know her.
Azurá is an older player.
Well,
but
we know her because she played for the Sky. But I think a lot of other people know everybody else.
Okay.
Maybe not Brittany Sykes either. But anyway, let's talk about.
I felt that they were outmatched in their games. Now,
defense.
One of the things I love, Chelsea and Copper were doing what they normally do.
Yeah.
They were playing like, this is what we do. Between Stevens and Angel, they kept switching them out.
Because you saw his very, very fast. And so you can be in 5-on-5 shape and not be able to handle, huffing and puffing when it comes to 3-on-3. And them two, that's why, there were sometimes people were like, why is Angel on the bench? Why is
Azurá get her breath?
Because she's tired, y'all. Like it is a whole nother level. Like it's not 5-on-5. And so like them two, they
kept switching them out. But I will say that I did see Angel change in her game strategy. Yes. She was hitting from the outside. She wasn't just at the rim. She was taking shots from the outside, and she made a couple of them. Seemed like easily. So I think that she's picking up far as, okay, I can't always just shoot at the rim. Yeah. But there was another part where she's got to still clean up is her when she is at the rim and she missed the ball, she gets her rebound and she takes it back up. She's got to make those baskets. She's got to make those baskets at the rim. So she's got to improve that. But I did like the fact that she's shooting more, not just at the rim, but shooting from the outside. But that running back and forth, she's got to get in a little bit more shape.
Yeah, she exhausted.
Yeah.
She flat out exhausted. And like, I totally understand that. I totally get that because
even though they kept saying this is faster, until they really experienced it, they didn't understand how fast it was.
Well, because you think about it. The two bigs that I felt were the most prepared for this 3-on-3, De'Erica Hamby, Stephanie Dolson.
Yep.
Why? Those two players have played 3x3 for the Olympics. They know how you have to be. And Stephanie Dolson, like, yeah, people may look at her and be like, oh, no, she can't.
Oh, Stephanie can play.
She can't play 3-on-3.
And Stephanie can run.
Stephanie
and
Dolson
she can run.
Can run. She can run. She can be right up on you.
Yep.
And kind of run down the court and calm her breath down so she can shoot that 3 and drain it. Like, there is a different level that some of these players have. And the guards, it's a lot easier for them.
Yeah.
But for the post, it is De'Erica and Stephanie Dolson. And the rest of them, while they do have talent, and yes, Ryan Howard did play 3x3. However, I was talking specifically about the post players. So those two in particular, as the posts, I think they have a leg up over everybody else. And I'm not saying that everybody else isn't good. They are. It's just that
as being post players,
there's a different dynamic.
You can see the difference.
Yeah.
But Azaree's a little bit older too. But she's still able to play. But you could tell she could not keep up with that speed. You know, by the time they got down to the other end of the court, she just barely get half court. It was like, okay, y'all come on up, come on.
And it was all the post players.
Yeah.
Like it was all. It's just that Azaree and Angel played quite a bit of minutes, right? And so that's why we were just sort of observing that. But
they had to, because one of them couldn't play longer than the other. They had to kind of really, really share. You know.
We got another super chat. Shout out to you, Didi in Tennessee. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says, hi, Quita and Mom. I haven't been able to keep up with Unrivaled much, so I really appreciate the fact that I can always look to you to keep me in the loop. Well, appreciate you for rocking with us. Thank you so much. Mama, let's wrap up talking about Team Rose.
Okay.
I like Team Rose. I think they're fun. I think when it comes to like content, social media content and all that stuff, like this team gives a lot of that. Like they're very entertaining. Okay.
Yes,
you kind of have to be when you got Angel on your team. But they're very, very entertaining, very, very fun. They're not going to win a lot of games. They're just not. The reason why, in my opinion...
I feel for them, because I feel for Copper and Gray. That's who I feel for, I'm being honest with you. Because those ladies going to play their heart out. They're going to play their hearts out. So I feel bad for them that their other 4 players are... Well, Lexi is good too, don't get me wrong.
But Lexi ain't been playing. People was mad at Nola Henry.
Yeah, he wasn't really playing her a lot.
For like,
I don't understand why.
Because Nola, she just became the I think the assistant coach for Dallas, I believe. Anyway, Nola was trying to figure out a lineup that could play some really good defense and also had size. And Lexi just sort of was rocking out on the bench because, like, you know, they needed defense and they needed some like sizable height. You had to have, you know, Chelsea Gray had to be in for most of the game.
Right.
Same thing for Kalia Copper. Brittany Sykes is also one of those players that you kind of generally want to have in that general rotation. And then you either had to have Azaree or Angel.
Right.
And so in some instances, it was sort of like Lexi was the odd woman out. And like, she's a good player.
But she's going to have to rotate her in some kind of way. She's going to have to give her more time so she can give us some more offense.
I think Nola has to... I think she has potential with this team, but like, she has to make adjustments.
Yeah. Otherwise, this team won't have no chance of winning.
Yeah. Because you can make Lexi work in this offense. Like, you absolutely can. It's just that you gotta make adjustments. And it's like, it's one of those things where you either do it or you don't. Right?
But Copper and Gray.
Yeah, they're great.
They're going to, you can see on their face, they doing everything they possibly. Copper running up and down the floor, and Gray sliding the ball. It's like, this is what she do. What I'm saying is, I just feel bad for them because it seemed like they just needed, like, at least somebody switched out on their team to make their team viable. Mm-hmm. That's why, they too great of players that it's going to be hard for them. They're not going to be satisfied with losing regularly.
Oh no.
They're not going to be satisfied.
Oh no. Like right now they're cool, but like it really is all about defense.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm trying to remember one part of, I think it was the first game where Kalia was in and I think Angel was in, and I can't remember who else was in. But it was like when she was trying to get the ball to Angel to make a shot, and Angel kind of like went away from the basket. She looking like, would you get on over here so I can give you this ball? I'm trying to pass you this ball. I can see it in her mind. I'm just making the way I see her eyes. She's like, I'm trying to get you this ball. Stay in place. And then she ended up taking it herself because Angel was acting like she didn't really want that play. That's what it seemed like to me. It was one.
Angel was tired.
Yeah, she was tired. Yeah, she was tired. She was tired.
I think Rose is a fun team. I think they will always have close games. I don't think Team Rose will get blown out. I don't.
No, I don't think.
But
winning is
I don't
the key, though.
think they will win a lot of games. Mm-hmm. I just don't. Now they will get a lot better for sure. And they will stay competitive. Like that competitive is not an issue. But the thing that will take them away from winning is their defense. That is the thing that is their biggest issue. Is sometimes you just gotta buckle down, man. You gotta buckle down and just sit down and play some defense. Mm-hmm. You got to.
See, I think that they didn't really think defense was going to be, like I said, that's why I said this. It felt like an all-star game at first because everybody was just running down the floor and flicking it up. But then when you saw them buckle down, when it was like, no, we got to win this game. No, we got to win this game. So some defense is necessary. So you're not going to get by.
Unless you get offensive firepower, which they don't have in spades. Yes, Kalia can score. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, Chelsea Gray can score. Absolutely. But they don't have Kayla McBride on their team. If they did, they wouldn't have lost so far.
Right.
Defense only becomes a more of a glaring issue when you don't have the offense to back it up.
Right.
And that's why the Laces will be the best team, because not only do they have offense for days, they also have defense.
Yes, they do. And they ain't afraid to show it either.
Defense. Okay, so we've gone through a good amount of these teams. Let's
the Phantom.
Let's talk about the Phantom. So Phantom, they got Sabrina Ionescu, Satu Sabali, Natasha Cloud, Brittany Griner, Natisha Heidemann, who I thought had a really good game yesterday, and Katie Lou Samuelson. So Momma, this is one of those teams that that Sabrina Ionescu
has great potential.
And she wanted this team, right? There was a trade that happened before Sabrina actually joined. Sabrina really wanted to play with Satu.
Oh, she did? Okay.
They're former teammates. They both played at Oregon. Wanted to play together. And they are a team that has potential. Now, I've seen a lot of people online dogging out Satu Sabali.
Why?
And saying Satu Sabali played so terrible and all this other stuff. Here's the thing, guys. Satu Sabali is someone who can score the basketball. Satu Sabali is not a defender. Mm-mm. Nor has she ever really been a defender. And I'm just a little confused as to, like, there's some people who are like, she's terrible and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, dude, she was never an elite defender. She never was. And so, like, yes, she is a scorer. Has she had bad games? Yeah. That last game against the Laces, yeah, she was not very good in that game. But Satu Sabally is a bona fide scorer. Defense, not so much. But on a team like Phantom, that get exposed a whole lot more.
And Sabrina just didn't have her best game. She was shooting, but her shots were off. Where she made her threes, her shots were just off. And it seemed like she had to do so much to keep the team going. That's what I felt Sabrina had to do. She was like the main player trying to get the shots in.
I mean, look at their roster though. That's why.
but Brittany, okay, but see, Brittany is no good for them because she's only the post player. Okay, yes, she did drain a three, but
she's older. She's slow.
Yeah, she's slow even in regular season.
It just doesn't. That does not work when it comes to 3-on-3. It just doesn't. Like
So I don't know what they're gonna do, but Natasha is good. Heidemann I don't think she had a lot of time in the game.
Well, they just signed Heidemann.
I know, but I'm just saying.
And I thought she played really.
She did play well, and she is such a great player, and I can see her doing well on the 3-on-3. First of all, because she can move and up and down the court real well.
But she won't be on there because they signed her as a
reserve.
Remember they signed her as a what I forgot what it's basically a hardship contract.
Okay.
Because Marina Mabry's out.
Yeah, she got hurt real quick,
and she got hurt before the season even started.
I'm like,
and I'm just like,
now if they had Mabry, I think it would have been different.
It would have been different, yeah.
Because
Marina is at least a shooter. Yeah.
She's a shooting power that they were hoping between her and Sabrina. Oh, it would have been fire with them two.
Yeah,
it would have been fire, and Satu wouldn't have had to do nothing but shoot the ball. Where get her in, she would be the shooter with. I guess she would be paired with Brittany and Katie Lou. That's what I would think.
Who?
That I'm saying Satu could be paired with Brittany and Katie Lou
at the same time.
But I'm saying because she's the main shooter.
Yeah, but I think
I'm saying
I think you're gonna have to figure they have to figure out ways to hide Brittany. I really do. Like I really don't think Brittany Griner is set for 3-on-3. Like no. I think in order for them to be more competitive, I think you have to play Brittany less.
True.
Like, I think Brittany's playing way too many minutes. Yeah, occasionally she can knock down a three. Occasionally she can,
but she can't run up and down that floor.
Yeah,
she's not fast enough.
And for someone as big as she is, she's not an elite rebounder. She's not even an elite rebounder in the WNBA. Like it's just not really what she does. And when she can, used to, but not.
Well, I didn't feel that she defended the ball either.
I mean, yeah, she just because especially when she's playing, on a faster post or even a guard, like she's just not very helpful. And like I think that Phantom, if you want to win, you gotta play BG less. Like to me. The goal lineup is Sabrina, Tosh Cloud, and Satu Sabally. But you really need to be switching Satu Sabally, and the problem is because you would have to switch Satu with another big. But I would say maybe having Katie Lou Samuelson play a little bit bigger, because I just don't. Yes, Brittany can score, but I think she hurts Phantom's ability to really run. Because if you are running and gunning, you have less to worry about when it comes to defense. If Satu, Sabrina, and once Marina comes back, once they can really just run. It doesn't totally. Well, it matters, of course. Defense matters, but defense is less of a
issue
if you can just run. And I
if
think
your offense is clicking.
Yeah.
If your offense is clicking, defense is less of an issue because now the other team is on defense trying to stop you from scoring, rather the other way. You know, I just kind of like the Rose and the Phantom. They both got some of the same issues. Whereas yes, Angel and where can I think of a name?
Chelsea?
No, and the other big Azure. Whereas they are able to run up and down the floor. They can't stay in the game long periods of time. Whereas for Brittany, it seems as if she can't hardly anything. Like I said, by the time they down the other end, she's still at the half point line, and it's like they give her a run back again. And it's like, girl, what you gonna do? I think 3-on-3 is not made for somebody her size.
It's not. Yeah.
So I'm not sure what they were thinking, and she may even say, no matter how much practice she do, no matter how much she does to try to get better, she may decide, well, I just can't do this fast. I can't do this fast. I can shoot because she can't shoot from the outside. She can't shoot the three. We know she can shoot at the rim, so that's not the issue. But the fastness.
Yeah, I think that's the big issue.
But that's the most exciting thing I think of Unrivaled.
Is how fast it is.
How fast it is.
Yeah.
I really like that. And you know what I also like? I also like when they shoot a foul is worth 2 points.
Yeah. It makes the game go quick.
It does. It really does. So I like that.
All right, Mama. We are at the last team. Let's talk about Vinyl. So this is the team that got Ryan Howard, De'Erica Hamby, Arike Agumbawale, Aaliyah Boston, Ray Burrell, and Jordan Canada.
Now, I'm not familiar so much with Ray Burrell and Jordan Canada for whatever reason.
Because Ray played this past season for the LA Sparks, and Jordan plays for the LA Sparks as what? I can't even remember. Actually, no. Jordan plays for the Atlanta Dream.
Okay. So those two.
Right?
Yeah,
she plays for the Atlanta Dream.
Their names don't stick out. I probably would know their faces more when I see them up close, but their names don't stick out at all. But they have 4 dynamic players here, and I think the Laces and the Vinyl are going to be the 2 at the top. Yeah,
because with the Laces, what they have, they had a forward, a post player who could play guard like in Alyssa Thomas. Vinyl has that in De'Erica Hamby.
Yep. She was playing her tail off. I was like,
De'Erica's fantastic.
She is.
Like she's great.
And the fact that she's able to sprint. When you look at her, you know she's a big player, but she's able to sprint. She don't have no problem getting up and down that floor.
Again, 3x3 experience.
And then we know what Enrique can do. She spot up, shoot that ball. She don't never get tired. You don't never see her tired.
That's because shooting is in her DNA. Like, that's what she does.
That's part of her DNA. Like, and we already talked about how wonderful Howard is.
Ryan Howard.
And Aaliyah Boston did her thing, too.
I like... So, here's the thing. The reason why I think that Aaliyah has great potential in here, and is because she's not traditionally a fast post player. However, this past season, she has learned to get a whole lot faster.
Yeah.
With the Indiana Fever this past season,
because Caitlin made her get faster.
And I think that has helped her. That has absolutely helped her in this league. I think she's going to be even better come next season because of what she's doing. I also think Ray Burrell is showing that she can be a valuable asset to the team. Same for Jordan Kent. I think this whole team is good. Of course, led by Ryan and De'Erica, but everybody's just good.
So the Laces and the Vinyl have very good team top to bottom.
and
Teresa Weatherspoon.
Teresa Weatherspoon.
I was like,
head coach.
When I
Vinyl,
found out that she was going to be coaching, I was like, wait a minute, did I hear that right? I didn't know she was going to be coaching until they announced it. So it's great to see that she's still in the women's league, because I don't know what she's going to do after Rival is over.
Yeah. I'm hoping that she ends up on a WNBA coaching staff, and depending on how she does with Vinyl, maybe that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that helps her get a
potential for someone to see her in a different light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, because last year was her first year as a head coach, so she didn't have a whole lot of experience, but she has the tenacity, especially when it comes to defense.
And she figured out a way to get Vinyl to win both of their 2 games. Like
they 2-0.
They're 2-0.
Yep. Are they the only team that's 2-0? Who else is 2-0?
No, they're 2-0.
And the Laces.
We got the Laces 2-0. We also have the Lunar Owls 2-0.
Oh, they won both. Wait a minute. Why did I think they lost again?
Yeah, so
I know they won that first one.
So everybody who's lost has lost both games. Everybody who's won has won.
Oh, wow. So those are the bottom teams that we were talking. Well, the Miss were not the bottom. So to me, they should have won that first game.
Well, yeah.
That they lost.
They didn't. Yeah.
And the second game, they just kind of seemed like they gave up.
To me, it's Phantom last place.
Mm-hmm.
Then it is Rose. Then it's Vinyl. Then I would say
the
Miss.
I'm
sorry. It's Phantom, Rose, Mist.
No, Luna.
I'm gonna do my bottom.
Okay.
My bottom is Phantom 6th place, Rose 5th place, Mist 4th place, Vinyl. Lunar Owls 3rd place, Vinyl 2nd place, Laces 1st place. That's who I have. What do you have, Mama?
So the only difference, I would change spot 3 and 4. So I would make the Vinyl. No, I would switch Vinyl and Lunar Owls. Because I would make Laces 1, Vinyl 2, Lunar Owls 3. Okay, then Miss 4, Phantom 5, and Rose 6.
Oh, you put Phantom over Rose?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I switched it. So Phantom would be number 6, Rose is number 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but so we only disagree with number 2 and 3.
Okay. Fair enough. So, guys, that's our assessment. What do y'all think? Let us know in the chat. Thank you so much to Daryl for giving 2 super chats. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Daryl. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, guys. We're gonna switch gears here. So last question, Mama.
Okay.
Last question about Unrivaled. Last question, and we're gonna move on to the WNBA. So, Mama, we've talked about Unrivaled. We've talked about some of the players and how good it is that we've the games that we've seen so far, and yada yada. How do you think this league interacts with the WNBA going forward? Do you think this is a rival league? Do you think this is a complementarian league? Like what do you think, Mama?
I thought about that. I think it's going to be a little bit hard because to me, rival is competition with the WNBA. Mm-hmm. That's the way I see it. They are competition, and I feel that the WNBA is going to have to raise their level standard because Unrivaled is going to get better and better, because I think some of those players that went overseas this year, I think next year they're not.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to want to play in Unrivaled, and I think that Unrivaled may have to increase the number of teams they have because of this.
Possibly. Yeah.
So I think the ladies that are overseas, when they're watching this, they're saying, oh, I could have played in that. I could have stayed home, especially those that have children or family members they want to stay close with. Mm-hmm. I can see them saying, why am I going all the way overseas? I can play on the off season and still get better, still make money, and not have to be by myself, lonely on a team when I'm the only American or whatever. So I think the WNBA and Unrivaled are going to be competitors. Okay. That's the way I see it. I see them as competitors.
All right, Mama. Okay. All right, we got Mama's perspective on that. I think they are. I don't know. I struggle with that idea because I think they are not necessarily, in my opinion, not necessarily competitors. They're more of complementarian in a way.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Because I think so. Here's the thing. Like,
okay,
Unrivaled is not traditional basketball. It's not. It's 3-on-3. It's a smaller court. It's they don't shoot 2 free throws. If it's they do 1 free throw that counts for 2, or 1 free throw that counts for 3. So in that way, it's very different. Also, because it's physically happening in one location.
Okay.
Also, during the WNBA off season, I don't see it as competition because, I mean, frankly, the WNBA isn't really putting anything out right now. Like, there's nothing happening with the WNBA, right? From January to March, like nothing really happening. Like, sure, their social people are doing something, but it's not. Okay. Nothing's really happening. Now, what I do think is Unrivaled's ability to level up the player amenities and level up like the player experience. I think that is one of those things that players are going to take and be like, ooh, we want that. Oh, we want childcare. How they had the vetted nannies, and they had like things like 2 meals a day or something like that that's prepared by chefs or like whatever, like that type of stuff. I think that is like that's going to help players like bring it to the league and be like, hey, we want this, right? Mm-hmm. We want this. We want this. We want this. I don't really think of it as competition because literally it's happening at a different time. Now, however, I have seen a lot of people have a very similar take to you in your opinion that it is competitive. I just think that like it just Unrivaled to me is,
yes, it's apple to oranges. I understand that.
And I think also it would make a competition if we actually thought that people would be like, oh, I'm picking Unrivaled and not playing in the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that's ever likely to happen.
When I say, okay, so you could be competitors in 2 different ways. You said one of the ways is that the WNBA players will start demanding what they're getting in Unrivaled.
Yeah.
So that still, to me, is a competitive
sense. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah.
So also, those, when I said competitors, I'm also talking about those players that go overseas, and because the season is over, now they're gonna think different. Okay, do I want to go overseas? Because they're going overseas so that they can stay in the WNBA and be competitive, right?
Well, and make money.
Well, but yes. Ultimately, they got to stay in shape.
Yeah,
they got to stay playing. You got to keep playing in order so that following year you can be part of the WNBA. Because no matter how good you've been, you could be let go, right?
What have you done for me lately?
All right. So, and I think that those amenities are going to be big. Like some of the teams probably already have some of those amenities already. Yeah. Okay, but
not all.
Being part of Unrivaled is going to make you want it all the time.
Yep.
Like this should be part of our contract. Yep. We should have access to this because when we had this in Unrivaled, it made playing more fun.
Yeah.
And no, they're not going to have their games in one place. That's impossible because teams are all over the country. So that part will never be.
But that also makes it that makes it a lot easier for Unrivaled to fulfill player satisfaction. Like make sure people are satisfied because
they do it in one place.
You got one facility that you're able to build out to like house all the stuff that players want, right? And so there, of course, you can have the chefs, and the nannies and all that stuff because you're not hiring it all over the country,
right?
You're just is one location. and you're just handling it all there. And you have, the sponsorships, you have the investments and whatnot to sort of sustain that, because it feels like it's huge, but it's on a very, very small scale. Like they're in this one large building in Florida where all that stuff is, and their workout area from the video and whatnot, it looks like it's like outdoor inside, like it's sort of like that vibe, like I think it's
maybe they can see the sun, or
well, like when you look at it, it's like it looks like it's outdoors, but it's technically not outdoors. But like I just think that in some ways there's stuff that the WNBA can't totally compete with, because individual teams are the ones paying for everything in the WNBA. Right? It's up to the Connecticut Sun if they want to update their practice facility. It's up to them on the chefs that they hire to feed the players, right? Or even if they have chefs, right?
Or if the players even want what they're offering.
Yeah, it's up to the individual teams, whereas Unrivaled, it's the league responsibility, and it's only in one location.
But do you think that there will come a time that WNBA players would opt to do one or the other, where, let's say, rather than playing the WNBA, I just want to do Unrivaled?
I think that's a conversation that will not be had for at least 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
I think Unrivaled has to show that it can last,
that they stable
4 years.
Okay.
And then I do think people would have that conversation, because right now the average pay in Unrivaled is $222,000. You look at that, that's kind of close to the max contract in the WNBA.
That's the reason why I said that, though.
And so like that's like you are just great, like you are really up there. Really, really, really up there.
And who Unrivaled wouldn't mind staying in one place for a 3-month period?
And in Florida. Florida's a great
nice place. And what I'm saying is, if I had a choice to say I could still play basketball, right? Let's say I don't, and let's say if I want to go overseas, I still got opportunity to go overseas, or I don't want to go overseas and I just want to do Unrivaled, just to keep myself, maybe I don't want to be serious about, maybe I'm an older player now and I don't want to do the WNBA.
I think it would be hard for an older player to not do the WNBA and be competitive in Unrivaled.
Okay.
Because Unrivaled so fast. I think it'd be hard.
So what are these players doing, like Asia, Caitlin? What are these players doing? Because they are not part of.
Well, Asia has her own workout thing that she does in the off season. Like I don't know what exactly Asia does, but whatever she do,
it works.
Asia is sort of like LeBron, where they do whatever they do off season, but when they come back, they're ready to go. You like, man, you really worked out.
They're investing some dollars in their trainers, and their trainers are top notch. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, I think whatever Asia does, she don't need to change nothing, because it'd be working. It'd be working for her. But Caitlin, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. Because
she's got to be working. She's got to be working.
This is her first off season. Of course, she's working out.
But I'm saying,
we've seen videos of her working out with Indiana, but like the specifics of what exactly she does, who knows? But I'm sure she's gonna be just like Asia, where like she's gonna come back and be like, man, you really worked out over the off season. We got some super chats real quick.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Tish, for saying, I believe Teaspoon and Kennedy are going to Vegas. Hey, mama. Well, we did just see
what's in Vegas?
Becky Hammond and the president of Nikki Fargas. They were both in Florida to watch Unrivaled. So, and we all know that Becky Hammond and Teresa Weatherspoon had a great relationship. They both played together with the New York Liberty. We know that Teresa Weatherspoon has a great relationship with Kennedy Carter. That could happen. I'm just saying that literally could happen. Like, I wouldn't be
You wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be. Didi in Tennessee, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, so happy to see that Ryan Howard is rocking it out. Oh,
yes, she is.
100%. 100%.
And she does it so effortlessly.
Yeah.
It's like, this is nothing.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Thank you so much to Winsome for the super chat. Says, I think Unrivaled will motivate players to ball out during the WNBA season so that they are appealing to be chosen for a rival. Oh,
hey, yeah. That's a good
I think
incentive.
Yeah. I think that can for sure be a thing. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Daryl, for the other super chat. Appreciate you, Daryl. Thank you so much. All right, guys. We are going to move on from Unrivaled. And how long have we been on the stream, Mama? Oh, it's been an hour and 20 minutes? Oh, my goodness.
It doesn't seem that way. We're having fun, you all.
Wow. Time flies
when you're having fun.
All right, Mama. So let's so guys, we're gonna move on from Unrivaled and talk about the WNBA. And Mama, let's quickly talk about free agency. So free agency is officially official. So teams had their chance to core players, to sign players to their qualifying offers, right? They had opportunities to send those things out. And now here comes the real deal. So conversations can now be had between players and teams officially. And starting on February 1st, we will start to see players getting signed to various places.
Okay.
So here's some of the previous transactions that have already happened. Caitlin Bickle signed a training camp contract with the Connecticut Sun. The LA Sparks sent a reserve qualifying offer to Lee Rue, who formerly was with the Chicago Sky. They also sent a qualifying offer to Ari McDonald. Maya Caldwell signed a training camp contract with the Atlanta Dream. The Connecticut Sun decided to core Alyssa Thomas.
Good idea.
Yeah, great idea.
Mm-hmm.
They also sent a qualifying offer to Dejanay Carrington and to Caitlin Bickle, which turned into that training camp contract.
Okay.
Natasha Mack signed a training camp contract with the Phoenix Mercury. The Indiana Fever cored Kelsey Mitchell.
Good idea.
The Phoenix Mercury sent a qualifying offer to Kiki Herbert Harrigan, also to Natasha Mack, which turned into that training camp contract. They also sent a qualifying offer to Amy Adwell and Celeste Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
The Washington Mystics sent a qualifying offer to Emily Ensler, to Shug Sutton, and to Betty Hattar.
Okay.
The Atlanta Dream sent a qualifying offer to Lorella Kubai and Maya Caldwell. Rebecca Gardner.
What?
The one who you got.
I love Rebecca.
Mama got.
Come back to Chicago.
Mama got Rebecca Gardner jersey.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
Hanging up. And the day you got it is when she got
hurt. I've worn it 3 times. I'm like, she's not even here. I'm like, but I'm wearing my jersey. This don't make sense. Come back, Rebecca.
Mama literally got her jersey. And that same day, she got her.
Like, what in the world?
And it never played for the Chicago Sky again, which is very sad. I was a huge fan of Rebecca Gardner. We saw the Seattle Storm core Gabby Williams. This was a kind of a surprise move, in my opinion. The Golden State Valkyries sent a qualifying offer to Timmy Fagbenle, to Julie Van Loo, Veronica Burton, and Cecilia Zandalicini. We also saw Jalen Sherrod sign a training camp contract with the New York Liberty. And let's get to what we really want to talk about. The Dallas Wings cored Satu Sabally. The Chicago Sky extended a reserve qualifying offer to Nikolina Milic, to Dana Evans.
They did.
And to Michaela Onyenwere.
Oh, okay. They did it. Okay.
We saw the New York Liberty send a core to Brandon Stewart, and also send qualifying offers to Maureen Johannes, Jalen Sherrod, and Rebecca Gardner, which turned into that training camp contract. They also sent a reserve qualifying offer to Ivana Dojkic. And so anyway, that's basically it. And also the Las Vegas Aces cored Kelsey Plum.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna be a free agent.
Not anymore.
Because somebody. Well, you know what? Somebody put it on. I don't know if I saw it on Facebook or where, but they were saying that Kelsey Plum was going to Indiana.
Mama, at this point, everybody is going to Indiana. Like, here's the thing. I'm just like, Mama, every single time, people are talking about free agency or people are, or whatever, it's always, this person's going to the Indiana Fever. That person's like, going to Indiana Fever.
I was like, Indiana don't need another player. I'm saying, like, yeah, they set.
Everybody's trying to put everybody on the Indiana Fever. And I'm just like, come on now. Like, there's other.
So that's why when you showed that, I was like, oh, okay, they keep her.
They may not keep her, but she definitely did get cored. Thank you so much to Kojo for the super chat. Says, I think the Unrivaled, the U will dramatically change free agency for the W. 36 top WNBA players with better facilities, living near each other, talking and playing for 9 weeks. It'll shift power to players. I mean, absolutely, especially because, remember, guys, the players opted out of the collective bargaining agreement. It's up at the end of the 2025 season.
Oh, is it?
Which means that
they're gonna be doing bargaining.
They about to get a payday, and also they are gonna negotiate that. Hey, some of these teams got to step it up. Some of these teams got to step up their facilities to compete. Because players don't want to stand for it.
You said Chicago's their team. They're building now for 2026, right?
Yes. But you also have a team like the Connecticut Sun who have, as from what's been reported, no real plans to get a good practice facility. They are. I remember there was one practice in particular where they had to like share the space with some like was it a birthday party or something, some sort of thing that was happening, because again they're owned by the tribe, and you know they share facilities with tribal members, right? Okay. And so like they don't have nice stuff in comparison to the other teams, the New York Liberty and the Aces and whatnot. And so like there are players, i.e. Alyssa Thomas, who's talked about it, and she's like, hey, like we don't have this nice stuff in Connecticut. Like we want really good stuff.
She's really enjoying the Unrivaled.
Yeah. and I think the new CBA is going to address player amenities, and it's going to force these owners to either sell or invest. They're going to have, after this new CBA, I guarantee you, like two things, in my opinion, are definitely happening. One, players getting paid, and they're going to extend the max salary to above $300K. Oh. And also,
these women they've been doing well.
Well, that's the max contract. Not everybody's gonna get that. But I think that'll be the new max contract. It would be in the $300K realm.
But they work hard enough to get it.
And also the WNBA is making some money too. And players definitely should get a piece of that pie with the new media rights deal and all that stuff. But the second thing I think is going to happen in the new CBA is that there is going to be language that's going to specifically talk about player amenities for these teams. I think the WNBA is going to be forced to create a new floor.
Okay.
This is the minimum that you have to keep a team. Or else we're going to force you to sell. If you don't want to invest in this type of in this level of practice facility, in this level of arena, just like other stuff, like if you cannot do that, if your arena cannot hold 7,000 fans, if your arena cannot hold that, you need to sell. Like I think there will be language around player amenities, around arenas that these teams are either going to have to invest or sell. Sell it to somebody else who's willing to invest, right? Like, I really do think that's going to happen, but we'll see. We'll see ultimately. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sharice, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it, and a thank you, Daryl, for another super chat. I really do appreciate yours. For Daryl's rocking it out with these super chats, guys. Really is appreciate you so much. All right, now, Mama, let's talk about the thing that is the talk of conversation when it comes to the Chicago Sky, because we are Chicago Sky fans, so of course we got to talk about it. The Chicago Sky,
Kennedy Carter,
yeah, they do not send a qualifying offer to Kennedy Carter,
which I am so upset about. She was the one that kept us afloat all last year, the latter half of the year, and with the two rookies, she really complimented them.
Yep.
And so I'm very surprised that they did not offer her anything. Now, does that mean that they're not going to offer her?
Yeah, they're not.
They're just plainly letting her go.
So she's walking, and this guy get nothing in return. I think part of it is when you look at Kennedy's game, she is a downhill primarily player. Like, she can get downhill, she can get to the rim, she can score. The Chicago Sky, it seems to be clear to me that they are looking for outside shots. They are looking for someone who can come in and drain threes, right? And that's something that Tyler Marsh has talked about. He's talked about wanting a lot of scoring. Also, there have been talks about like Kennedy Carter in the locker room and whatnot. Even though she has talked about her getting along with her teammates, but like there have been reports. There literally have been reports, and whether it's true or not, I don't know. But there have been reports around her not being able to get along with everybody.
She's an aggressive player, and I just don't understand, because unless you're going to find a true point guard to come in,
and Kennedy Carter believes she is a true point guard. Like,
well, she played like one,
and she can play like one. Yeah.
She played like one. So whether that's her natural fit or not, she played like one. And I think the rookies did build a relationship with her, I believe, last year that was positive. And I think when you remove that, kind of like what Witherspoon had to deal with when she came in, being rookies and Kennedy Carter coming in, remember? So you're starting from square one with everybody, and then you make them work together. Then Marina left. Then you know. So what I'm saying is, you've already had all these mixtures, all these changes. How many more changes are you going to make where the team can flourish? And what point guard are you going to getting that's not already cored or already under contract?
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Do we have any available?
The Sky have to figure that out. I mean, one, they need to do whatever they need to do to get Olivia Miles in the draft, if she even declares for the draft. I think that would be.
But you said she's number what? You think she's gonna be number 3?
No, the Sky have number 3. I think she's probably gonna be like a number 2 pick in the draft.
Oh, she would be awesome.
But if it's possible that she drops, I think that would be huge for the Chicago Sky. It's clear that the Sky wanted to move in a different direction.
Starting from square one to build.
Kind of said that. So
okay, well that's fine and good, but even in doing that, you have to have your pieces.
Yeah,
and you got to have you got your big, you got your forward, you got to get that your
you got to get your guards under control. Yeah, and you.
Otherwise, we're going to be looking at another losing season.
Yeah.
You want to give them a chance to at least make it to the playoffs. You want to give them a chance to that. So we see Angel's improving her game.
And Camilla's killing in
Camilla
China.
is doing what she needs to do overseas to get better. Did
Michaela Onyeweide, she's
is she overseas too?
No, she's here. She's been working out with Tyler Marsh, Elizabeth Williams, and
Elizabeth Williams. I can't wait to see her play this year.
I think Rachel also has been here working out.
See, now that's why so Rachel was not part. What I was saying about Unrivaled was they only got 36 players now. I do see them expanding the number of teams because I see a lot more players not wanting to go overseas and wanting to play at home. So only way they could do that, they would have to expand the teams.
Yeah, but even if they did, I don't think they would offer it to Rachel because she's someone who plays primarily off the bench.
I didn't mean her particular. I could see
Elizabeth Williams. Yeah.
I didn't mean her particular. I'm just mentioning other players. That it's so many more players.
It is.
That they need an opportunity to, if possible, stay home.
Yeah, I think. I think she. I think the decision that some of the Sky players had to just stay near Chicago and work out together and with Tyler, I think is huge. I think
especially as a new coach for them. Yeah. It's very important.
It'll help their playing time. Also, it'll help him kind of figure out like how he wants to play them and whatnot,
and develop them the way he needs them, the way he intends to use them.
Right. I think that's gonna be huge. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Chris, for the super chat. Says no one loves you like your mama.
That is true.
Facts. Thank you so much, De Jour, for the super chat. Says picking Dana Evans over Kennedy Carter is crazy work. Jeff gotta go. Here's the thing, though. He didn't technically pick Dana over Kennedy. He picked the system that Tyler Marsh wants to run over Kennedy Carter. And at some level, I get it. I respect it. But also, I'm like, but dog, Kennedy Carter is one of the best players in the league. And she's just gone.
Where do you think she's going?
So, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I really do think that Kennedy Carter would work really well for the Las Vegas Aces. Like, I really do. Now, I've seen people be like, oh, what about her? I don't know if her and Becky would be... I really, truly, I don't believe all the stuff that has been said about Kennedy Carter. I don't. There's been a lot of talk about her and the locker room and players and blah, 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 blah. While some of that may be true, I don't believe all of it. And I do believe that she can go to a team that's really, really good and make them even better and get them to
the next level, a
championship. Mm-hmm. Now, I do think if the Las Vegas Aces were to get Kennedy Carter, I think they'd have to part ways with Kelsey Plum. I was
about to say because they can't keep both.
What you would do is you already court Kelsey Plum. You send her to the Valkyries for either draft picks or for some sort of package or something. Like you can't have Kelsey Plum and Kennedy Carter. Like you just can't do it because Kennedy Carter wants to start.
And she's not going to ride the bench.
Kennedy Carter is not a player that will be cool with just hanging out on the bench.
No, she's not going to ride the bench.
But if you send Kelsey Plum packing for some trade assets, for some draft assets, and you pick up Kennedy Carter, I think that could be fire.
And Becky would love her.
I think
she loves that kind of player. Really she loves that type of player that Kennedy is. So I think that would work.
I think it'd be fine. Like I know a lot of people, say what they say or whatever, but like, dude, can you imagine? All the Aces would need is to figure out what to do with that center position. Because Kia Stokes is cool.
She's not strong enough.
But she doesn't score.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Like they need.
She's not strong enough.
They need her to score.
Yeah. She defends, but they need offense.
Yeah. So that's my thing. Yes, in my opinion, Kennedy Carter to the Las Vegas Aces. I think that makes a lot of sense. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but I think that makes a lot of sense.
We will see if that comes true.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our thoughts, guys. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Mama,
I've had fun with you guys.
We've had a lot of people rock out on this chat. Wow, we got 300 people in the chat right now. Thank y'all so much. If y'all could, please make sure to hit that like button for me. That really does help the channel out a whole lot. De jour with another super chat says, Tyler Marsh is not gonna last. Sorry, Dana was trash. also, I think someone was picking at her this year. It's not always Kennedy being a problem in the locker room. She chilling. I don't think Dana's trash.
She didn't play her best game.
She played terrible last year.
Mm-hmm.
She did. She played terrible. Like we have seen Dana develop over the years. However, she took a huge step back this past offseason. Yep. Now she is balling overseas. Like overseas, she's doing her thing.
I wonder what happens.
Her and Timmy Fag-Benley are doing their thing because they both play for Beskitas.
Yeah, but what happens from? Because she played the year before overseas too, didn't she?
Yeah, she's been playing for Beskitas for the last couple of years.
So what happens from overseas to when you come back home?
It's a different game. It just the European game is not the same as in America. Like it just
okay.
Some of the you could see Dana as a way better point guard for Beskitas than she was for the Chicago Sky because some of the passes that she does overseas would get stolen or picked off or something here. And so I like Dana Evans. I've told y'all about that. Like I got her jersey. Like one of my favorite players on the Chicago Sky is Dana Evans. But we all know she had a bad year. She knows she had a bad year. Like it's clear. Anybody with a brain and eyes can see that she had a terrible year. But I do think there is potential, maybe, or if not with the Chicago Sky, to use her as some sort of trade asset or something. But the thing to remember is that in the WNBA, Dana's not a passer. She can't do it in the WNBA. Overseas, yeah, sure, she could do it. Overseas, yeah, sure. And
here she just needs to develop WNBA, her shots again, like she did. She was a 3-point.
She just needs to shoot.
Person. Yeah. The year before that, 2 years ago. Yeah. She was a great shooter, and that's what she brought to the Sky.
Yeah, and then she tried to be a passer, and it
didn't work.
Her defense fell apart, and her shooting fell apart when she tried to pass. When she tried to pass the ball,
I think she it messed up her whole system. I guess it seemed like it messed up her whole way of thinking basketball. Yeah, because she always was a shooter, and then she tried to become that point guard. But she really was supposed to be a shooting point guard. But she really
in the WNBA, yeah. It's like certain people, it doesn't always fit. Like there's some people who overseas you can do one thing, but it just doesn't work in the WNBA. It just doesn't.
And that's okay.
You just gotta adjust and do something different.
Find what works.
So yeah.
Was that our last subject?
Yes, last subject, but we got one more super chat.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Shamika, for the super chat. Says, what do you think about Flage at the 1?
So is she coming out this year?
So it does seem more and more likely that she is going to come out and into the draft. So here's the thing, guys. If Flage Johnson enters your draft, I could absolutely see her being in the number 1 pick. Like before, I've been talking all about, Paige Becker's been the number 1 pick and all that stuff. But if Flage, I think Flage is like a Swiss Army knife player. And I think she just has a crazy amount of upside.
Isn't this she has a 5th year if she wanted to stay, right?
Well, she's a junior.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a junior.
Oh, so she would come if she come out this year. So she can come out early.
So she can stay another year if she wants. Or she can, go in the WNBA. But if
this is Becker's 4th 4th year, right? Or does she have a 5th?
It's like her 5th, but she can come back for another season because she was so injured for a long time.
Okay.
So she can come back technically.
I love to see her too.
I could see Flau'jae being the number 1 pick.
Okay.
If she enters the draft, I could absolutely see that. If she does enter the draft, she's number 1. Paige goes to LA for number 2, and the Sky would get Olivia Miles for number 3.
Olivia Miles has been a surprise for me. I never, Well,
that's because she was out. Well, she didn't play last year.
Oh.
So last year, all we saw was Hannah.
That's why.
And you put Olivia with Hannah, and it's even better.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why you don't remember her, because she didn't play last year.
I was like, where did she come from?
Yeah, she had a great freshman year. Last year she was injured the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's back. I think she's one of those players that I think a lot of people were surprised when she first started the season.
Mm-hmm.
And how she was hitting all those threes, and her and Hannah was playing really well on each other, with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But when we saw Hannah went down with injury,
she took over. She did take over. She did.
I think it was more as Sonia Citron stepping up and whatnot. But I think
well, her game was more highlighted. I'll say that.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that it seems clear to me that while Olivia Miles is a really good player,
mm-hmm.
really good point guard, she needs a dynamic scorer with her.
She can't do it on her own.
She can't. It seems very clear, and that's okay. You can be an elite point guard and still need a scorer with you. And I think that that's something that Tyler Marsh has to have in his mind. Okay, if you end up drafting Olivia Miles, she needs a shooter. She needs a shooter to pair her up with.
And you don't have it right now.
And we don't have it. Yeah, we don't.
Unfortunately,
we don't have it. So yeah. Anyway, we've been talking for a long time, Mama. How long have we been talking? Almost 2 hours. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's crazy. Guys, I think we are going to wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Guys, remember, Game of the Year happening on Thursday. LSU versus South Carolina, guys. I'm excited about it. I really am. So I will be doing a live play-by-play for that game. It should be pretty awesome. I'm excited. I really am excited because LSU so far is undefeated this year, and we all know South Carolina lost to to UCLA earlier this year. I don't see them losing on Thursday. I think
South Carolina's not going to lose?
No.
I don't think so.
No. LSU is about to get a rude awakening.
Well, as one of the commentators said, they haven't played the better teams.
They haven't. And South Carolina has.
Yep. Yeah, that's why they're undefeated. And that makes sense. They're going to step up their game, but I still think South Carolina's going to beat them.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be a fun game.
It's gonna be really fun.
It's gonna be a fun game.
But South Carolina, I think they got it.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina got it, but definitely Game of the Year until we see South Carolina versus UConn, which is gonna happen.
We got some real good games coming up, y'all.
It's about to be fun, y'all. Did you hear, Mama? Dawn Staley?
Yes, her new contract.
Yeah,
I heard it.
She getting that money.
And she's worked hard for it.
She has. Oh, we got another super chat. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so after the super chat, we gonna hop off. All right. Thank you so much, DD in Tennessee, for the super chat. Says, Quita, the fact that you even said Kennedy Carter's name along with the Aces made my day.
Wow.
I really do think that's possible. I really do. I know a lot of people are like, nah, she's not gonna be in a hand. Becky's not gonna work for her, and all. I see it happen.
Becky can't handle it.
I really do think that some of this Kennedy Carter stuff is overblown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's like that. Now, I do think that there is something to what people are saying. However, I don't think
it's been blown out of proportion.
Yeah. And so
she is an aggressive person.
And here's
you
the thing.
You see it on the court, and you want an aggressive person on the court.
But here's the thing. If she was a dude in the NBA,
nobody would say anything.
Nobody would bat an eye. It's not an issue. It's only an issue
because she's a woman.
Because she's a female and she's in the WNBA, and WNBA is very people have expectations of players acting a certain way, and it's like, nah, dude. Like she's a
baller.
She's gonna get after you, you know, and she's just gonna handle her business. She's gonna say whatever she wants to say. She's gonna move on, and you know, it's Kennedy. Not like again, I love her. If she was in the NBA, no one would bat an eye.
Who else? Nobody
would care.
I used to always say, what is her name? Short. She's on one of the teams. She was on the Suns and.
Courtney Williams?
Courtney. I love Courtney Williams, y'all. I love that girl's play. When she played against us here in Chicago, I didn't like her. And then I didn't like her because she was playing against us. When she came over to our team, I was like, go Courtney!
Yeah.
I was one of the loudest people shouting her name because that girl can play too.
Yeah.
She's very aggressive.
Yeah.
So those two you see very aggressive in a different way than other people are aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other ones.
Alyssa Thomas.
Oh, that's true. Alyssa. But she does it so smoothly, though. She does it in a smooth way. She's still aggressive, but
if you are not on Alyssa Thomas's team, like if you're not a fan of her team, you can't stand Alyssa Thomas.
I know, because
she's just
she's great.
Ugh.
But she is aggressive.
Sometimes I'm just like, Alyssa.
Can somebody please stop her?
Leave our team alone. Leave our players alone.
Isn't that what we said?
But I tell you this, if Alyssa Thomas ever joined the Chicago Sky,
oh my goodness,
I would be the biggest Alyssa Thomas fan because she's so good.
She is.
But you can't stand.
You still a fan.
You can't stand going
it's just
against
when she playing against you, you don't like it. Yeah. But you love her as a competitor. She's a competitor to her heart, and that's what the game needs to become about.
Mm-hmm.
These women got to come up, and I'm hoping that Unrivaled does that for a lot of them. That's kind of like lollygagging a little bit. Look, there ain't no lollygagging here. This is about winning. Do you want to play or not play?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's facts. And with that, we are going to end the stream. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe on y'all way out, and show Mama some love in the comments so she can come back.
Thank you all for joining us. I have had fun.
All right, see you guys.